to the stories. Can you hear anything else about that cement bucket thing? The thing that you told me that I was doing tomorrow, the cement bucket on Pasadena or something like that? Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, you can take it down.
Huh?
Yeah. Just throw it underneath it.
I'll put it here.
Great. Little bumper cars there.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we get close to our program today, if you could get your cell phone in your hand and turn the volume all the way down and put it on silent, it'd be greatly appreciated. You can still talk. It's always
I have a quick question.
yeah.
Is like any movement
Yeah, it's in the back corner.
what's it gonna be in the back corner?
Yeah.
Same thing as their mailbox and everything.
Yep, that's all preset. Yep. Oh, it's just always talk. It's always like a custom ring. I had a 60. But it's like, you know, that's the summit, right?
Summit.
Those are the guys, you know, yeah, nationals they do, and locals they do. Freelancers, it's crazy thing. People here. Because they're just so used to going.
I've actually seen that.
Scantron test right now, apparently.
Very focused.
There is the campus one that's just
Everywhere.
I haven't seen Josh Friday in a while. And then, he was at Planet. Yeah, he was at community colleges. Way more money, less work. He's coming through that far door. By the post office. He's walking in.
Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Frank Magro, Superintendent and President of Shasta College. On behalf of our faculty and staff and students, it's my great honor to welcome Governor Newsom and also Secretary Knox and all of our distinguished guests and partners here today. For 75 years, Shasta College has proudly served the North State, empowering students to build their futures and fueling the businesses that drive our local economy. Walk into any hospital, doctor's office, or dental clinic in our region, and you'll likely be cared for by one of our remarkable alumni from our nursing, dental hygiene, or other health science programs. If you step into a fire station or a CalRCR, from agriculture to early childhood education, logging to diesel and automotive technology, our career technical education programs prepare students to fill critical roles in our workforce. Of the 5 instructional areas at Shasta College, 3 of them are CTE, with nearly 46% of our programs dedicated to training skilled professionals and entrepreneurs who keep our economy running. In recent years, we've also been able to amplify the effects of our programs through establishing strong dual enrollment partnerships with our high school partners, so much so that we are now a leader in the state on this front. And we've also benefited from partnerships with key industries and organizations such as opportunities for students in our region. None of our accomplishments would have been possible without the unwavering trust and support of our community. The passage of the Measure H bond in 2016 is a powerful testament to that trust, a promise that Shasta College will continue to serve students and business partners for the next 75 years and beyond. Today, we celebrate not just our history, but also our shared commitment to the future prosperity of the North State. It's such an honor to host Governor Newsom and Secretary Knox as we look ahead to the critical role that our college and the community college system will play in creating opportunity and transforming lives. And now it's my great pleasure to introduce our next speaker, Shasta College alumni and a graduate from our Fire Academy program, Moraine Guillot.
Thank you, Dr. Nigro. The last time I was on campus, I was called Cadet Morena Guillot. A few things have changed since then, and now I'm changing a lot of diapers as I recently became a mom to my first child. Since graduation from the Fire Academy, I have served with CAL FIRE as a Firefighter 1 for 2 seasons, and I look forward to returning to active duty soon. My path to a career in a non-traditional field in the fire service wasn't always clear to me. When I started at Shasta College, I was not sure what I wanted to do. I have always enjoyed science, so I started taking as many science classes as possible, eventually graduating with an associate's in natural sciences. But I soon realized that as I wanted to be on my feet, moving around and using my hands at a skill that I could master. As a child, I had always wanted to be a firefighter, so I came back to Shasta College where I enrolled in the Fire Academy. I have to admit, I was a little nervous. I was the only girl, so initially I was very shy. But that didn't last long. The guys were all wonderful and they supported me through and through, just like they supported each other. I wasn't one of the guys, I was a part of a team. Shasta College trained me for the job I love and helped me get a career that I'm passionate about. But my journey doesn't stop there. I'm about to return to Shasta College, my 3rd time, to take the EMT program next semester and eventually work for the municipal fire department. Success is all about having the right attitude, the right mindset, and the right team behind you. My success started at Shasta College, and my future is possible because of the programs and the instructors who believe in and inspire hundreds of students like me. It is now my honor to introduce our next speaker, Courtney Farrell, Project Manager for North State Planning and Development Collective.
Good afternoon. My name is Courtney Farrell, Project Manager for the North State Planning and Development Collective at California State University, Chico, under the leadership of President Perez and Executive Director Jason Schwinkler. Our organization is focused on triple bottom line activities delivered through inclusive economic development and GIS support. Our organization serves as the fiscal lead for the North State Jobs First initiative, as well as the co-convener with our partner, Sierra Institute for Community and Environment. Chico State is intentional about partnering and collaborating with our community-based organizations and industries to build career pathways with our community college partners throughout the North State. The North State Planning and Development Collective's mission is to build capacity in our region, to reinforce a resilient economy and working lands, and to provide opportunities to our young people with a robust learning experience. Our organization, alongside our partners like Sierra Institute, Big Chico Creek Ecological Reserve, the Center for Regenerative Agriculture, and our Tribal Relations Office, is restoring salmonid habitats, mitigating climate implications through carbon sequestration projects, and building resources for our most vulnerable communities. Water, broadband, food production, forest health, and access to training and higher education is critical to the well-being of our people. The North State region of California is defined by stunning beauty and a wealth of natural resources. These communities, despite mining and timber booms and busts, are home to the region's greatest asset, overwhelmingly self-reliant and entrepreneurial people. Surprisingly to many, this picturesque landscape is integral to more populated and urbanized parts of California, who are highly dependent on the North State's water and rely upon its wood products, food production, and recreational opportunities. In the North State, social, economic, and ecological dynamics cannot be separated. Future businesses and jobs need to be fully integrated into strategies to better manage the landscapes for food, wood production, water supplies, and ecological health and resiliency. Literally everyone needs a path to economic security, health, and well-being. Our vision is for a thriving and resilient North State economy that produces climate-adaptive forests and watersheds, healthy and financially secured communities, and growing and innovative local businesses linked to regional markets. The North State's 10-county region covers 81,000 square miles, from the Oregon border to deep in the heart of Sacramento Valley. The North State Jobs First initiative provided a platform to collaborate and partner with our region, especially our counties like Modoc, Lassen, and Plumas, that are often unable to participate in planning activities that are critical in moving our economy forward. Through countless meetings, discussions, and collaborative sessions, the North State developed our first ever regional strategy focusing on natural resources, agriculture, tourism, and health. It is an honor to be here today alongside Shasta College, a key partner in the Butte Network. We are appreciative of the opportunity to build our initiatives alongside one another, a true collaborative process between education and industry. We would like to thank the governor and his team for the vision and leadership as all regions work toward carrying forward the strongest economy in our nation. We would also like to thank our university. So it's my distinct pleasure to present Governor Newsom with our regional strategy.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. A little quick picture.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now it is my honor to introduce my colleague and our colleague, Billy Miller, Shasta College Dean of Extended Education and North State Together Leadership. Billy?
Thank you, Courtney. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Billy Miller. I'm the Dean of Extended Education and North State Together here at Shasta College. I have the privilege of leading the work of our North State Together backbone team, along with my supervisor, Dr. Kevin O'Rourke, CEO of North State Together and Associate Superintendent at Shasta College. Our guiding principle at North State Together is clear. We seek to promote local solutions to local community problems, but we recognize that no single organization knows community issues in isolation. If healthcare professionals, if government agencies, if community members, if schools can work together and collaborate collectively, we can create a holistic education system that works for all. And so to promote regional collaboration, North State Together has developed 10 cross-sector leadership teams. These teams are comprised of leadership in education, in workforce, in community, in families. These individuals work together to discuss local solutions to student success barriers and to promote cradle-to-career outcomes regionally. You may have heard in April 2022, Shasta College and North State Together applied for and received the Regional K-16 Education Collaboratives Grant. This was truly a unified effort. Our application featured over 50 applications, or over 50 signatures, from cross-sector organizations all throughout our region, including the presidents of every college in our region and superintendents of every office of education in our region. In just 2 years, we've accomplished so much. We've expanded the North State Together Regional Collective Impact Model from 5 to 10 counties. We've invested over $10 million to the county networks, the 10 county networks that North State Together serves. And we've created and or expanded over 20 pathways in healthcare and education in just 2 years of the first 2 years of the grant term, serving an estimated 2,000 students. Our collective work is just getting started. Just last May, we hosted a work group comprised of over 75 colleagues from throughout the region to help inform the CTE master plan that we're eagerly waiting to hear about. As Courtney mentioned, with the implementation of California Jobs First in our region, we're so excited to work with the Sierra Institute and Chico State, co-conveners of the California Jobs First initiative and members of the North State Together K-16 Collaborative. I'm truly proud to represent the K-16 Collaborative and such an innovative education system. I believe that together we can navigate opportunities, we can overcome complex challenges to make a brighter future for our students. And with that, it's my honor to introduce our next speaker, Secretary Stuart Knox.
Thank you, Billy. I am Stuart Knox, the Secretary of Labor and Workforce Development from the agency from the state of California. Pleasure to be here today, get the opportunity to talk about the K-16 Collaboratives, as you've heard a lot about. But in addition to that is our Jobs First initiative, really tying together jobs, high-demand employment and jobs, with careers for the future, and how do we actually educate people and train people for that. Understanding that the master plan is a part of higher education, our CSUs, our UCs, our community college system, and is also part of our workforce development programs. So the training programs that lie under Labor Workforce Development Agency, it's not always about what they've learned in college, but it's also what they've learned on the job. How do we take that information and equate that to community colleges, to our UCs and our state universities for the future? So how do you take those demonstrated skills that they've actually attained through employment or other parts of their life and actually to move them into a career? A higher paying career is our goal. People and for the workers of our next generations to find the right jobs. Everyone knows school is not the only place that people learn. People learn while they're in their current jobs. They learn while they're working at home. They've learned raising children. So with all of that knowledge and background, we want to be able to take that and take that information through credit for prior learning, through data systems, and working with our community colleges to actually elevate these folks to be able to earn good paying jobs within the state of California, which leads us to what Courtney talked about, which is how do we actually look at what are those jobs for the future going to be for the future. Especially in the North State, we know we have a limited amount of jobs. How do we grow the current jobs and employment we have? How do we actually have good, high-paying wages in the North State? I'm a North State resident originally. I came from Tehama County, and so it's a pleasure to actually get up here and actually talk about the work ahead for us. I look forward to the many months ahead working on the collaboratives, working on the Master Plan in Education, and working on the California Jobs First initiatives. A lot more to come, and with that, I will introduce your new Assembly member, and I'm going to mess up your name probably. We just met today, so good to see you.
Hi, my name is Heather Hadwick. I'm District 1 Assembly member, just newly elected and sworn in last week. I want to thank the governor for coming to the North State. It's not often that we get Sacramento up this north, and I appreciate him coming to talk to boots on the ground and really see what our collaboration is all about. I'm a proud alumni of Shasta College and Chico State, so it was pretty surreal to be in the room talking about how our future is going to shape for our youth. I was one of those kids that they're targeting for this. I was raised by a single mom, first person in my family to go to college, and now I have 2 kids in college. My bonus daughter is actually attending Shasta College right now and is a McConnell Scholar going through nursing, and my oldest son is in college in Nebraska studying ag business. I am from Modoc County, so I live 3 hours from a Costco. It is very rural, and career pathways are what we have. We know that we have to show our youth what's out there and that they don't always see it at home. So I'm very excited. The conversations were great today, and I'm excited to see this get to work. Thank you. I'm going to introduce Assemblymember Al Marichoto.
Thank you very much, Assemblywoman Hadwick. My name is Al Murasucci. I'm the chair of the Assembly Education Committee, and I'm here to make it absolutely clear that Sacramento cares about the North State. You know, I chair the Education Committee where we deal with all of the education policies throughout the state of California for all 6 million of our California public school students. And, you know, I had the privilege last year of touring the North State, the beautiful North State, and your K-12 schools up here. And I learned a lot about, you know, your unique challenges here in this beautiful part of the state of California. And I very much look forward to working with your new Assemblywoman, Assemblywoman Hadwick. I am here for today to continue this ongoing conversation that we've been having about this very important initiative that our Governor, Gavin Newsom, has been championing, the Master Plan for Career Education. We know that a critical part of our public education system is to teach real-world skills for the jobs of today and the jobs of tomorrow. And that, you know, means so much, we know, especially for the North State, where you have, again, you know, the rural communities, jobs that can be spread out for miles, creators that can be spread out for miles. And we know that our K-12 schools, our community colleges, our universities need to be working together to make sure that we're investing in our children to be prepared for the jobs of today and tomorrow. And so that is why I am here to continue to listen and to learn from the unique challenges that the North State faces as we continue to develop this master plan for career education. Now it is my privilege to introduce a true champion for public education, our governor for the world's 5th largest economy, someone that has made record investments, not only in our schools, our community colleges, or universities, but in so many facets of public education, whether it's addressing our mental health needs, whether it's addressing, supporting community schools, which we know are so critical here in the North State, supporting so many of the support services that we need to invest in our kids, our Governor Gavin Newsom.
Thank you. Thank you, Assemblymember. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for taking the time to be here, and thank you for all of you for the conversation we just had and participating in this process that's unfolded over the course of the last many, many years. Let me just go back, trying to braid together here today. A number of initiatives that really focused on reconciling the distinctions between our various regions in the state, establishing a framework to actually map the regions in this state, to force as a function of engagement and collaboration, of data sharing, of information sharing, of trust building. That process took shape in more formal respect in 2021 with the establishment of a $250 million grant through what we refer to as the K through 16 Collaborative. What was unique and distinctive about that grant, and I appreciate Kevin highlighting that today, is that every region in this state, 13 distinctive regions, received the exact same amount of money, $18 million. LA, $18 million. North State, $18 million. Didn't matter what part of the state you were in, there was a framework that we are all in this together, and that we're all better off, we're all better off. That it wasn't just around population, it wasn't just around political influence. It was a recognition that we had to reconcile the relationship between one another all across California. That effort has been taking shape in a formal way. The work that you've done up here in the North State is a benchmark for the rest of the state. I don't say that lightly. I've had the privilege of being in a number of these conversations. That was one of the more insightful conversations that we've had, and Stuart, our Labor Secretary, made that point, that not only is he from this region, he said he's never been more proud of being from this region, because when we launched that, we didn't know how that application would work in terms of the implementation of this effort, and it's a point of obvious pride to Stuart, but also me, of the successful work that you've advanced on that effort. What was important about that effort, it wasn't just one-off. It was a framework, again, recognizing a need to focus, yes, on college, but also we needed to focus on career. And so we created a framework that we utilized from the K through 16 Collaborative to map a similar map that was adopted for a Jobs First initiative. And we provided, under the similar framework, $5 million for each of the 13 regions throughout the state of California to develop an economic and workforce, more on that in a second, development strategy. $5 million, not for, as was stated earlier, another plan, but a framework to practically apply and implement a lot of the ideals represented within our diverse regions around the state. Just a few weeks ago, we received the first Jobs First plan from Fresno, inspired by the Fresno Drive initiative that helped us launch this construct a few years back. We went down to Kern County in Bakersfield with Mayor Go and received the second plan. I was down at the border at Otay Mesa, and we were talking about the work being done down there in San Diego and Imperial County, and I'm honored to be up here with all of you receiving the North State Plan more formally. For all of those that participated in this, again, gratitude, respect, and appreciation. But I also want you to appreciate that it wasn't just the $5 million planning grant to develop this framework and strategy. It was a $14 million subsequent grant that went equally to all 13 regions that will allow you to take ideas from this plan, and ready-to-go projects can start to get funded. So North State has $14 million to move forward, to make visible, to make real this frame exists. This level of detailed economic and workforce development, bottom up, not top down, funded in real time with the practical application taking shape at the same time that we rev up the programs and strategies. What also makes this special is that in January, because if you think good enough is, it's not. Good enough never is. We're going to be putting additional, it's already been funded, thank you to the Assembly member and his outstanding work and his colleagues. We put up $120 million of competitive grants that are available quite literally in a few weeks, January 1st. And those grants, again, are to move forward with early stage projects as part of this plan. And so we're really excited about these 13 regional plans. We'll be rolling them up in January into one statewide economic and workforce development vision. The framework, again, is the state vision is realized locally. I say this often, and I'll say it again. Localism is determinative. This is not a patronizing plan where we're selling down a vision for the state. Quite the contrary. This is a vision that is informed by leaders all throughout the state of California. Hundreds and hundreds of hours went into these plans. Tens of thousands of people have participated in the development of these plans over the course of the last year. And these plans each represent areas of strengths in each region and areas of weaknesses and opportunities to address the gap. Economic and workforce development, a jobs first framework that knits more strategically opportunities as it relates to addressing gaps in terms of economic growth and performance in this state. Those that don't have the desire, need, or capacity to imagine a 4-year college degree or even a 2-year associate's degree. As Stuart was saying, those that simply want to have a vibrant and outstanding career. And so we wanted to recognize the 1960 Master Plan for Higher Education. This frames out a pathway for career education. We've been working for over a year on this effort. This effort, by the way, includes a council that has been formed about a year and a half or so ago. They've been meeting in every part of the state, including up here. They had 8 regional summits, hundreds and hundreds of participants, informed by best practices across the country, many of them emanating from places like this, including from graduates like you, as it relates to opportunities that persist and exist outside of a college-going mindset. And so we're really excited about this. And as Stuart said, this is around recognizing that we needed to create a framework where you can get the benefit of a life well lived that, again, doesn't include some fancy, degree. And what we're doing in that respect is we're also providing opportunities to develop a skill set mindset in partnership with our community college system. And this is, again, I want to knit back because it's about us. We are engaging specifically our community college system, and our chancellor has been just next level in terms of her support as pathways for career developments, as our principal collaborative partner, by providing the opportunity as a specific example for military members and their families, for service members that had, as an example, basic training, not to come back to a community college and have to take courses that they're well familiar with and basic requirements for their education that they've already received in the military. So they get credit for prior learning. And the framework of the career education framework is around credit for prior learning, not just for military vets, which specifically are called out. And now we'll be running statewide, system-wide, in every community college, that credit for prior learning. But we're also doing it for service learning. And this is exciting as well. California has more volunteers, Josh Friday's behind me, who started this. We have more service volunteers than the Peace Corps in the state of California, significantly larger, in fact. We have nation-leading programs like College Corps. You provide 450 hours of community service. We'll provide 10,000 grants. We were up here, President Perez was just talking about, and Chico State's one of the biggest beneficiaries of that plan. But we also believe service should also be included in the context of credit. And that is also being expanded. That's another construct that we'll be promoting and will be advancing as part of this larger effort. Again, thank you to the Chancellor for her championing that proposal as well. So all of these things coming together. And by the way, I'd be remiss, and if you're not confused, you're not paying attention. There's a lot of announcements here. But one of the things I just haven't seen, I see a lot of headlines about stuff, not things that I think matter. Let me give you something that matters. The community college were able to get a grant, a waiver from the U.S. Department of Education. In that waiver, up to 4 million Californians today are eligible without a high school degree, meaning high school diploma. You dropped out of high school, you can still get opportunities to get financial aid at community college because of that waiver. That's also part of a career plan. You know, this is, again, something I just think is like, why are people talking about this as opposed to majoring in the minors? This is a lot of folks just feel like I dropped out and I don't matter, no one cares. Quite the contrary. But these community colleges, places like this, that's the ladder, that's the opportunity, and we want to provide financial support for those to take advantage of it. Again, even without getting through high school. So all of these things coming together. Final point. We're also going to make this seamless. You thought all that was, again, a little bit confusing. But we got Mary Ann here and others. She started something years ago. It was stubborn to get started. Some previous, there was a lot of opposition to a cradle-to-career database system. And you go, look, you roll your eyes about a database, but this matters. And to have a seamless platform that is universal across the system and that is embraced by the private sector, by industry. And that's why right behind these fancy folks here, you'll see this career passport, where we are going to have basically a platform for people, these e-transcripts that are transferable, that take all your life experiences, take all of those skills that you've developed, and create a passport where those skills can be utilized in the private sector and advance your opportunities as it relates to your career and your future. So this is something we've been talking about for years, and guess what? We got a $100 million proposal in Prop 98 to finish the job this year. So I'll be asking my good chair of education, Mr. Assembly Member, our newest Assembly Member, to consider supporting that effort, building on your previous efforts around the work we're doing on Cradle to Career, and then advance this seamless verification, e-transcript rather, for career opportunities moving forward. So again, I'm enthusiastic. I love all this stuff. I came from the private sector. I started a small business right out of college, put pen to paper. I had one part-time employee, Pat Kelly. Tragically, she just passed away a few weeks ago, and I was with her family, and we were talking about the origin story, where I just came out of college and came up with a crazy idea to open a little business, and how she inspired me to do that, but to impress upon you a passion for entrepreneurialism, a passion for free enterprise, a passion for opportunity, and the critical nature of having a workforce that can constantly get reskilled and feels included. And that does not conclude my years ago, got rid of a degree requirement for over 30,000 jobs for state government. And I say that because we're one of the biggest employers in the country. As an employer, for years and years, you don't have to have a fancy degree to get tens of thousands of jobs in the state of California. We've been working, I don't know, before Doge was Doge. I don't know this is just like a promo project. We've been doing civil service reform in this state. We've been consolidating job classifications. We've been updating job descriptions in this state. and we waived those requirements. And in fact, I think it was in August, earlier August, we came up with your shop. We're going to double that next year. In fact, by 32,000, it'll be 62,000 positions. Space. I just want to make the point. Everybody is included in this agenda. And I don't want people to feel like they're not. And I think that's more important than anything else I've expressed is really what I'm trying to emphasize here today. We talk about California for all, from the Redwood Coast to the border. And that's why I'm very proud of all of you, and I'm very grateful for your leadership and stewardship. Doctor, thank you for having us here. And all of you, thank you as well for being out here today. Thank you.